good afternoon everyone. Now in optics we will be starting with concept of total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. What is total internal reflection? So suppose that there is a first medium which has a refractive index of mu1 and there is a second surface which has a refractive index of mu2. So there is one condition for total internal reflection, which is mu1 should be always greater than mu2. The refractive index of the first medium from in which the source is present. Source is present in the first medium which has a refractive index of mu1. This is source. So it has always the refractive index greater than mu2, second medium. Then only the total internal reflection will be there, else total internal reflection will not be there. So what will happen? So first there will be rays which will be traveling from point source to the medium boundary. So this is a medium boundary of from which is separating first medium to second medium, and these are called normals. The angle between normal and medium boundary is always 90 degree, and medium boundary is always perpendicular to the normal. So this is a point source and the rays are traveling. So first suppose that it is making angle theta 1 and now it is making angle theta 2. So second ray, suppose that it is making angle theta 2, third ray is making angle theta 3 and so on. So like this the rays will be making the angles, but at the condition or at the point of total internal reflection it will be making angle theta from the normal and from the other at the other medium to the normal. This angle will be 90 degree from with the normal and medium boundary. At the when we take angle from the second medium, the angle will be 90 degree. So this condition will be at this point. After this point it will show the properties of total internal reflection, or no ray will be going from this medium to the next medium. This is the last ray which is just grazing from the medium boundary. This is called grazing. Grazing emergence. So if a light ray is just making an angle of 90 degree with the normal from the second medium and going out of the surface, so and making angle 90 degree, so it is called grazing emergence. Suppose that ray is incident at angle theta 1, first ray, but it is suppose that incident this ray is going out, but if suppose that this ray is coming in, so that is called grazing incidence. So that is called grazing incidence. So grazing incidence and grazing emergence. Okay. So if a light ray is coming at an angle of 90 degree, then it is called grazing incidence, and suppose that same ray is going out at an angle of 90 degree, then it is called grazing emergence. So these are the two cases or the 2 points which we have to remember in the total internal reflection. Okay. So if a light ray, suppose that it is coming at an angle of 90 degree and going out like this, coming in, so this is called grazing incidence. And if a same ray is coming like this and going like this, it is called grazing emergence. So these are the 2 points which we have to remember, and this is the last ray. After that total internal reflection will be there, or no ray will be going out in the second medium or touching the second medium. This ray is just touching the medium boundary of the second medium. just touching. So this is a grazing emergence. After the grazing emergence condition, we will having total internal reflection. And how we will write here the Snell's law? We will write like this: mu1 sine theta c is equals to mu2 sine 90. Sine 90 value will be 1. So sine theta c value will be mu2 by mu1. So what will be the value of angle theta c? Will be can easily calculate with the help of mu2 and mu1 and refractive index of first and second medium. Theta c will be sine inverse mu2 by mu1. So if this condition will be holding, mu2 and mu1 will be, and we can then we can easily calculate the value of theta c. If at this theta c, if we calculate by this the angle theta c, and now we are inherently making a ray or targeting a ray to the medium boundary at this angle. If we target a ray at this angle, then that ray will show grazing emergence. And if we make angle greater than this theta c, then it will show total internal reflection. If we send that ray which is having greater angle than theta c, suppose that this theta is greater than theta c, then it will not go, it will directly come back to the first medium only. So this theta is greater than theta c, so it is showing TIR. So total internal reflection, short form is TIR. So many places you will see this TIR written. So this is also total internal reflection. So if we send that ray at a greater angle than theta c, which is a critical angle, this theta c is called critical angle. So that will show total internal reflection. So if the angle theta c is asked, we can simply say theta c is sine inverse mu2 by mu1, or sine theta c is mu2 by mu1. If mu1 and mu2 value is given, or if refractive index is said to found, we can simply say. So theta c is critical angle. These are the terms which we have to remember: grazing emergence, grazing incidence, and this TIR condition. If we send a ray greater than angle which is the critical angle, then it will show total internal reflection. No ray will be going to the second medium. All ray will be after incidenting on the medium boundary, it will be coming back to the first medium only. Okay, so these are the conditions for total internal reflection. So if it is asked, you can simply tell. So now let's see some examples in this total internal reflection, then it will be more clear to you. Okay, so let's see some examples. So as we saw, the first condition was the mu1 was greater than mu2, or in which the first object or the point source is present, that will be having greater refractive index than the second medium. Or we can find like this: sine inverse mu2 by mu1. This was the condition. mu1 sine theta c is equals to mu2 sine 90, or sine theta c is equals to sine inverse mu2 by mu1. Okay, so mu1 was always greater than mu2, or refractive index of this medium will be always greater than the refractive index of second medium. Then only TIR condition will hold. Okay, so suppose that there is one example. Suppose that in this only there is one cylindrical, one big pond. We have put at one point source at a height of h. Suppose that there is height h and this is a point source. We have put it. So we will be telling or asked like at what area above it the light rays will be coming out. And because at some point there will be a total internal reflection. As we can see, this is water, or we can assume this is water and this is air. So this water is having greater refractive index than the air. So and a point source is present in the water. So after some point, this point somehow let's say this is a critical angle. So after this point, all rays will be getting back to it and no ray is going out. So this is a critical angle, 90 degree. So we will be telling at what area rays are coming out. So this area we have to find. If so, let's say this height is h and area, for area we have to find this radius. At what radius the rays are coming out from that pond or any substance in which water is present. So this R we have to find. Okay, so the condition will be mu1 sine theta c is equals to mu2 sine 90, and this sine theta c is equals to mu2 by mu1. Okay, so and from here what is sine theta c? Sine theta c is perpendicular, which is radius. For this theta c, perpendicular is this r and is this h. So this will be under root r square plus h square. So sine theta c is r upon under root r square plus h square. So this equals to mu2 by mu1. So mu1 into r is equal to mu2 into under root r square plus h square. Okay, so mu1 square r square is equals to mu2 square r square plus mu2 square h square. So mu1 square minus mu2 square into r square is equals to mu2 square into h square. So r is mu2 h upon root of mu1 square minus mu2 square. So this is the value of r from which the light rays will be coming out. After that, no light rays will be coming out, as we studied that total internal reflection will occur after this point. So what is the area? Area is pi r square. So pi into mu2 square h square upon mu1 square minus mu2 square. So this is the area from which the light rays will be coming out. So if this type of question will be there, you can simply answer this type of question. Okay, thank you.